Hello and welcome back to the Goblin Cave. It's Sean here, where we're in another video where we're looking at some Highland miniatures back in the Eternal range, where we're going to be looking at the Pharaoh chariot and the Pharaoh bannerman. So let's go in and get a closer look. So here we have the Pharaoh chariot plus the Pharaoh banner. They're absolutely fantastic models. I printed them myself. The printer I use is an Elegoo Saturn 3 12K, really good printer. So let's start over here with the actual Pharaoh itself. So I'm going to bring him up and try and find this sweet spot on the camera so you can pick up the detail. That's about as close as we're going to get. Yeah, about there. There's the sweet spot. So yeah, I don't know how well you can see it on your screen. There is perhaps more detail than what you're actually seeing. It's a lovely model, actually, a great alternative to the Warhammer Old World. I intend on making an army solely using a Highland Miniatures Eternal range to do a Tomb King army myself. Dale's offered to paint the army up as well, so that should be a great addition to the Goblin Cave, actually. So look forward to it all in the future, where we can start getting some games in. So yeah, there is your Pharaoh then. There is more detail than perhaps the camera's picking up. I'm trying to see, that's too blurry, but yeah, it's a lovely model, well sculpted. So let's go and bring up the chariot itself. Now, obviously, this is still in bits. This bit I just glued on myself. I probably not gonna. I might just print another one out. Again, I've scaled all this down to 90%, so it fits in with the scalage of Warhammer: The Old World. So I'm just going to bring this up now to see what we can get. So yeah, there we have the wings then. Nice little skull. So yeah, there is some detail, and this is coming off anyway, so I'm going to just pull it off. Like I said, it all comes in bits. The wheels come separately, but I just glued them because I tend to lose them, but I'll just leave this off for now anyway. But yeah, there is your chariot. It's very nice, very simple, very slender. These models, I do find they are very slender. They're not flimsy as such. They're quite solid, but yeah, they're very slender. But then they are kind of eternal skeletons anyway. So we've got the 4 skeleton horses to pull the chariot then. There is 2 different variations, so what I'll do now is just go ahead and bring them up so you can get a closer look of the variation itself. So there we go, so the camera just finds its focus. So there is variation 1. Simple but nice. And let's go ahead and bring up for the second variation. So yeah, just a simple horse skeleton with a bit of rags around it. But it's nice. I can't wait to see him painting up, because Dale does do an absolutely fantastic job of them. So I can't wait for him to do it, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the Pharaoh chariot then. So obviously you get the chariot itself, the Pharaoh, plus this little standard thing that stands behind him, and your 4 horses to pull it. Base wise, I'm not sure what I'm going to base it on yet, because I've got to have a look in my book to see what I can use this for, and then I'll base it up as appropriate. But then if you do know, want to save me time, leave it in the comments below. So here we have the Pharaoh bannerman then, which I'll just bring up. Again, he does come in pieces. Separate is the banner itself and the arm and the weapon. That's all separate, but for the purpose of this video I just glued it all together. I'm trying to find a good sweet spot where you can find some detail. So there's the banner itself. Let's just move down try and keep it in focus. See, because it's a light resin as well, and obviously the lightage in here, it's probably dulling out some of the detail, but there is a lot more on it than what the camera's picking up. But then, you know, when you watch this on you know, your device, it's probably showing you the detail a lot better anyway. But yeah, I just can't seem to find the sweet spot on it. But what I will do is get some close-ups of it anyway. So yeah, that's your banner man. Really nice. Like I said, I printed them myself. The resin I do use is it's an Elegoo resin. Was it Photolite 3.0 or something like that? I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's a good resin. I might in the future look at getting perhaps a darker resin, see if that helps, you know, when I do these videos, show more detail. But yeah, that is your Pharaoh chariot and Pharaoh banner. What I'll go and do now is go ahead and get some closer shots for you and leave you with my final thoughts. So that was your Pharaoh on a chariot and your Pharaoh bannerman. The lovely models, like I said, they feel very slender, they look slender, and they look a lot smaller than the Warhammer counterparts, which many people compare them to. But at 90% they are the same scalage, and they just look quite delicate really, but they're only bones. They're literally just rags hanging off bones. So yeah, basically my final thoughts on them are they're lovely models. Would I like to see them a bit chunkier? I probably would, to be honest. I think you could still do it where there's a bit more density to them and they'd look a bit more bulkier then and less fragile. But yeah, nevertheless, they are fantastic models. Lovely detail. I don't feel the camera does them justice really with the detail that is actually captured. Like I said, I'm using an Elegoo Saturn 3 12K printer, so it is a really good printer, a good resin I'm using as well. So yeah, final thoughts on it are it's a thumbs up from me. If you're kind of on the fence with Highland miniatures, you're not sure, just go ahead and do them. I will leave a link to their Patreon in the descriptions of this video. Go ahead, check them out, be a Patreon member. I'm a Patreon member and I'm planning to be for a good while. As long as they're doing good stuff, I'll be a member. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. To help grow the Goblin army, please do like, subscribe, share this video out there, and I'll see you all next time.